hoping that, hoping Instagram works. Moment of truth. I think that's the one I chose. Oh, cool, it does. All right. Sorry about that. Just a second behind. All right, we're live. Welcome to the Late Shane Show, baby. Right off the bat, I already said it. Trying to say less, trying to say less. Gonna kind of use my advice from yesterday and try to embrace the silence. You know, don't just add ums and ahs. So we'll see how I do. Gonna be very mindful of that. So I might get a little, not frustrated, but you might hear me be like, oh, dang it, and stuff like that. Maybe that'll add to the comedic effect. So, want to say hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Kind of trying to figure out exactly what this show is going to be, but it's just a way to kind of like when I have maybe less off-brand stuff that's a little less PG-13, going to do it here. Before I get too into it, actually it's not on the agenda, but I want to shout out Andy Forrester. I know it's going to be tough to see. It's actually going to probably look kind of cool with the green. So this is like a hyper-realistic frog. It's just, unfortunately, I have a green screen on, so you can't really see it. You can kind of get the idea of it. This is actually a colored pencil he did it with. I'd love to show you the actual picture. At some point, I'll probably use this as a background. So TBD. But he was actually a comedian there. And then he had some artwork at the end. That was my favorite one. He did that with like colored pencils. I just like little mementos like that. It was like $25. Help him out. I said All right. Anyways, I need to get like a shock collar that goes off on That would be funny. So this is the Valentine's special. All the loners out there like me who aren't cool enough to have girlfriends, wives, or anything like that. Couldn't even get my mom on the phone. And she like said it through the phone or whatever. I was like to my brother, he's like my mother's gatekeeper. For some reason, they're like sharing a phone. Kind of funny in itself. But literally, I'm like, Richard, can I just talk to her for a second? He's like, she doesn't want to talk. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It was strange. Feel bad for me. Seriously, this is why I'm a comedian. Because my mom doesn't even love me. But, I said, But I'm joking. And anyways, I'm going to go into my story kind of from the past. For anyone who... who has ever heard the joke like when you're going to a dance or something and someone's like, who you taking? You go, oh, my left hand. We used to always say that, and some kid didn't know what that meant. So one time he went to like the front office person, like the secretary, whatever you call him, and goes, they're like, who you taking to the prom? He goes, my hand. And after the fact, we told him what it meant. He was so embarrassed. There was an there. But the front office guy is actually like a gay dude. Very nice dude, but it was just a little awkward. I don't even know why I said gay dude. Doesn't really matter. But I always thought that was funny. So anyone who, is taking their hand to Valentine's dinner tonight, just don't be so rough on yourself, okay? Don't give yourself what I like to joke and call the sandpaper hand job. You know, spit lube if you got to, but don't go too rough on that. You know, Jill, Jill, like we like to call her. And I'm not making fun of you because I was solo. I was literally at a comedy show solo. That's probably as sad as it gets, and I wasn't even sad. So take that for what you will. Maybe I'm just a crying clown, or what is it, tears of a clown, where I'm just pretending to be happy. But I don't know. It's a placebo because I feel pretty happy. Anyways, I'm gonna work on a joke live, and I have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm not very good at writing jokes, so the chances are this will suck completely. And I already gave you the joke that was probably the most farthest along. I work on little joke books. I currently have kind of a bigger book right here, but it also is keeping track of like what I'm talking about today. So, anyways, let's see what I can do. Let's flip through and see if I have any ideas on my joke book. Where is my... Oh, here's the actual one. No, that's actually not the one I was using. Hold on, bear with me. It's in this right here. I lose this thing like twice, 3 times a day. Kind of is what it is. Part of the fun of being a comedian. Okay. There's one that I don't think it'll ever be funny, but there's like I'll never be able to tell it in public, so might as well do it. It's off-brand enough. So I'll give you the kind of background. This one guy who's religious was telling me that when I do my stand-up this week, I should keep it really clean and, keep Jesus in mind. Almost think like, what would Jesus do up there? He basically said like if Jesus was telling the jokes, and I'm just like, first of all, Jesus wouldn't do stand-up, I don't think, because it's just not in his nature. And maybe he'd be the best at it. Who knows? Because he's kind of like ironic. Satiric and stuff like that. I don't know. One joke that comes to mind is like Jesus would be good at dad jokes, or he'd have like the best dad jokes around. Something like he would joke about whores or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't really know what the joke would be. I think Jesus would be a better magician. I think honestly, and this is probably gonna like I'm probably gonna lose like friends, followers, especially people down here very religious. But I just think it's interesting, like if someone alive today like took one fish and turned it into three, it's like David Blaine kind of back in the day. I said there too. There's gonna be a lot of uhs and ums during this part because I'm really thinking. So my jokes are typically kind of small, and maybe it'll be more of like a physical comedy. But like this is my impression of Jesus doing stand up, and I just go like on the cross. That's like not a bad one. I don't think I would say that. I would not have the balls to say that to many people. So just to give you the better image, I'll be like, yeah, this is my impersonation of Jesus doing stand up, and see what they say. Maybe like a rise from the dead joke or something. Be like, yeah, I died. I was over in Comedy Cabana last week and I died, but don't worry, 3 days later I rose from the dead. I don't know. That's my attempt at writing a joke on Jesus. I'm not going to go too into it because I'm sure I'm already at 6 minutes. Yeah, I mean, we could probably have a whole 30-minute where I don't even get one joke out there. Half the time I come up with ideas, it's like in the shower, when I'm talking on the phone with someone. That's why I don't even have it like in the phone. I put on this joke book so I have a chance. So just to recap, my 2 jokes on Jesus goes, here's my impersonation of Jesus doing stand-up. Like that. And then, definitely an there. And then the other one might be like, how do I know Jesus threw good parties? And be like, because he hung out with drunks and whores or something like that. I don't know. That seems, I'm going to hell. So, I'm sorry, guys. Let me just slow down. I do believe in God. I'm trying to get on the walk with Jesus. The only reason that comes to mind is because basically the guy told me like, what would Jesus do in stand up? And I'm like, I just don't think Jesus would do stand up. Like I said, probably be the greatest magician ever. Here's what it is. So anyways, up next joke I'm going to try to do is like a Romeo and Juliet joke. Anyone watching this after the fact, throw in like what your Jesus joke would be. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, there's maybe like the dad joke one. There was the impersonation. The other one is like, oh, the other day I absolutely bombed, but 3 days I rose from the dead. I don't know. They're horrible. I'm going to hell. So I'm gonna stop there before I literally just like blow up, spontaneously combust. I had one person just join and leave so quick. So there we go, folks. It's tough life out here, but it is what it is. All right, moving on. I guess it's kind of 2 quick stories. One story is about this guy who claimed he's a Christian comedian, and then his set had nothing. There's no way he's Christian, so I'm thinking that was a joke in itself. Kind of funny that's like when I was up there in the workshop and he was in there, I was talking about like how I want to make a Jesus joke, and he's got like a pretty good one there, because he basically says like, I know what you think, like, I'm not going to say any swears, or he says something, but he didn't say the F word, he said like shit or something. He's like, yeah, he's like, you might think that we're not going to say any shit or something. I don't know. I forget what he said. I don't want to ruin his joke anyways. He was a good dude. His name was Greg Henderson. So Greg Henderson and also Andy Forrester were there tonight. If you're in Myrtle Beach area, come check them out. They're down here all week through Saturday, I think. So definitely want to check that out. Cool. The other story, I was on a call with my buddy Adrian, and randomly, like, we're talking. No one's touching the phone. And there's just like a thumbs up bubble that comes up, and we're just like, what the fuck? I was like, who's listening? Like, I thought for a second I was on like a live, and I'm like, what the hell did we just do? Very strange. Turns out if you're on a FaceTime or something to do with iOS, if you do like thumbs up, thumbs down, if you do 2 thumbs up is a thing, 2 thumbs down is a different thing. I think it makes like a rainy cloud. I'm not even sure all of them, but I had to Google it after the fact. So if you find yourself on a FaceTime, throw some thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't be freaked out when stuff happens automatically. Kind of a cool little magic trick. And no one's listening to you other than your phone, clearly keeping track of everything you do. Worth noting. Yes. So I do have some questions. Now we're in the feedback portion. I know we're coming up on 10 minutes, which is just long as hell. But I want some suggestions. Like, how can I make my content better? Between Shane D, that's me, and this one, the videos I post, just feed me in. Like, I've had 3 people who've given great advice. My own family doesn't always even give advice, which is tough. My dad helps with jokes somewhat. My sister, I don't want to label in between. Michaela's so damn busy and creative. I would love her advice, but she's just kind of whirlwind. Melissa's pretty busy too. My brother, for some reason, and you're hearing it here, Rich, I told him I was going live. I always tell him, like, hey, just like my stuff. I like all his stuff. he just like refuses to. So I don't know. I mean, I'm a good kid. I do a lot for him. Not even crying for help, just saying like, hey, if you're watching this after the fact, which I know you won't be, Richard, come on, man. Would love a little more support from you. It would be great because all I do is support you. So that's my little crying on my soapbox, and I'm going to keep going. How should I separate the personal page from the comedy page, especially when it comes to the different like lives? I do think like PG-13 is where it kind of like separates. Maybe if I don't have much material, I'll just keep it really short and sweet and just say, hey, I don't have much. Maybe continue doing the joke workshops. I think that's a good plan because then it'll at least get me focused on jokes and in the mindset. Maybe afterwards I'll have some good ideas. I don't think I'm ever going to take the Jesus joke anywhere because I just think it's too offensive. And I just thought, I don't know, that was the page I opened up to and went with it. Anyways, yeah. Kind of like I asked the other page, like what's a good thing that I should keep doing? What's a bad thing that I should stop doing? What would you like to see or hear more of? Also, what topic, subject would you like me to go over tomorrow? That's a big one for either one. Like, I will always love to give the people what they need. I can't promise I'll do it tomorrow, but it will be on the docket. I try to give live kind of updates based on what happened in the day, but I do think it's cool to have targeted kind of content and not just be so much like blind to it. That's part of the reason why I had the plan quote from Dwight Eisenhower, where he's saying like, you know, even though nothing goes to plan in war, it's imperative that you do plan, right? And so that's the thing is like, even though we might be live and on the cuff, I think it's really important to actually plan ahead. So I would love for you guys to send some ideas in. I'll run with it. I'll keep doing it on my own in the meantime. And then the last thing I'm going to say is, so the last question I'll ask, because I do have one other little sign off. Do you prefer scheduled content or like, you know, like if I was to say like Monday through Fridays are going to be later in the night and then weekends are kind of earlier to make up for like that I can go out at night? I just want to know, maybe it'd be better in the morning to post when I'm going to go online so people can plan their day accordingly. I should have a better idea on the day of when I'll be able to go. Very hard a week ahead, but it would be cool to maybe have some regularity. I also don't want to feel like an old person with too regular of timing. And also, at least for now, what I'm going to be doing is like an ad hoc 30 minutes before, kind of give y'all a heads up because I think that'd be cool. You know, at least give people a chance to join it. And before I sign off, what I want to tell you is a funny little story about on TikTok. Really made me feel good, believe it or not. This person absolutely trolled me, shit on me, and I welcome it. Like, I think Instagram comments are hilarious. I think TikTok is like true comedians. Like, they come out, they're evil, awful people, some of these people, but man, they're funny. You know what I mean? And so what someone said to me, they go, wow, Chumlee's really down bad. And I cracked up laughing. That's pretty funny. Chumlee's disgusting. I'm hoping they're talking about more the thin one. I'm also pretty sure he was like either a rapist or like some sort of pedophile. I hope I don't give those vibes. I'm sure if I just had the mustache going, it would be a little creepier. But no, I'm going to sign off. Thanks everyone for the support. Thanks people for joining in, even for just a minute. You know, it means you cared enough to check out what I'm up to. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you have a funny day. I hope this inspires you to do something you normally don't do, right? And also be able to take advice from other people. Give yourself feedback. Like me, I want to stop saying and I watched a video yesterday. It made me sick how many times I said it. Pathetic. So having a scheduled content is going to help with that. Help me help you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You know you're going to see a bunch of me. Hopefully I didn't say or more than like 20 times. We'll see on the feedback. Thank you all. See you.